Hello, welcome, and a little late night design stream. We're gonna do a little OnShape. I'm a little rusty, haven't done it in quite some time, but we're working on trying to come up with a design for a headphones stand. I'm gonna bring Odd on. She's gonna give me some input here, because ultimately this is gonna be for her headphones in her office. And let me go ahead and knock on the door, as they say in the biz. All right. All right. And it shows you as muted. Hello? Let's see here. I'm still working a few of the kinks out here with the collaborative streaming. All right. Okay. Odd's going to work on her sound, but we are together. We got the shared chat going, which is great. Pardon me. Join here. Check. Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Excellent.
I can. All right.
All right. Indeed, all right. Let's see here. There we go. Join your stream. Okay. You should be all set there. And I'm going to get OnShape all started up. Tell me if this music is too loud, okay? Is that too loud? Seems kind of loud. Is that better? How about that? Okay, too low. This is same thing as before. How about there? Sure. How's this sound with my voice and everything? Something more like that. Better? Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and open things up.
Okay.
Okay.
You can still hear me okay?
I can still hear you, yeah.
Okay, good. And did you want to explain what we're working on here, what we're doing?
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're doing a headphone stand. We're going to design this for 3D printing in the only CAD program I really know, which is OnShape. And we're going to kind of go back and forth and get design ideas and such as we go. Trying to get your volume because I am having trouble hearing you in the monitor. There we go. All right, try it. I think that's better. Yeah. Okay.
Testing, 1, 2.
Yeah, that's much
Testing.
better.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. And let me switch over to the screen. All right, here we are. There we go. Okay. Now we should be good to go. All right. So, excellent. Thank you. Keep this up so I can take a look at the chat from time to time. Okay. So yeah, starting out with a blank canvas here. I like OnShape. It's browser based, so I can use it from anywhere. I don't need a bunch of extra setup stuff. And we'll start by looking at the top and create kind of baseline sketch. I always try to get in the habit of relabeling my sketches as I go, but I usually give up on that about 3 sketches in. So this is going to be base, we'll call it. And then I'll hide the plane there so that I can have a nice clean surface. Alright, so I think for the base shape, what I'm kind of thinking is something sort of chevron kind of shaped. Something sort of like this.
Can I kind of explain what I was hoping?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so basically my biggest problem is that I'm always moving stuff around on my desk, and so I bump into stuff a lot, but also I just need to be able to like pick it up and move it pretty easily and not have it be wobbly.
Right.
So I was thinking maybe something that is more like centered over the top of the base. So like instead of like a banana hanger shape, you know, like
Right.
have it where the center of gravity is basically like centered on the base.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Um, okay. So yeah, I was thinking kind of maybe like a shape like this, where they would hang kind of here over the middle. Like this would be the feet,
Right.
and then they would hang kind of up here with the headphones.
Okay. What does the actual like stem look like?
It's hard to sketch it out.
Because is it going to be like a single stem from the base and then like
Yeah, that's a good question. So maybe more like kind of an arc that goes this way. Oh, sort of like that. So it'll. Oh, I can't really do it. That's just looking like the Stargate logo.
Right.
Yeah. So if
I don't hate that.
so, yeah. I wish I could sketch it out better for you. It's hard to do
Yeah,
that.
I think I know what you mean though. So that it's like an arc where the headphones hang over, like so that the the arc of the headphones are supported by the arc of the hanger. Is that what you mean?
Right. Exactly.
So no stem, no
So
singular like. Or would that be at the top of the stem?
yeah. So this would be at the top of the stem.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Okay.
And I like the chevron shape too because I could put my wireless headphones, my AirPod things or whatever, underneath, like in the little negative space of the chevron shape.
Yeah, we could probably even make a little slot for them.
Just like a little tray.
Yeah, like a little tray.
Yeah. I don't know if that's necessary. Mostly, it's just it would be nice to have somewhere to sit them
Okay.
next to the other headphones so that everything's all in one place.
Gotcha. So then the question is, do we want to try and print this in one piece, or do we want to try and print this in like with an assembly?
You're the expert on that. I feel like if you wanted to, well, it depends on which printer you want to use. If you want to use the Max or the Neo.
Well, I feel like this design could be printed on either, but the real issue is going to be, can we geometrically make it work where the tolerances and everything will allow for it to be printed in one piece without too much of an overhang?
I mean, I think that if you did the stem piece as like a square as opposed to like a round
Right.
cylinder, then you could print it on its side, and then you wouldn't have as much to worry about with the layering. Because I feel like if you're gonna print it vertically,
Print it more like this.
then yeah, yeah. Well, I just mean like the stem itself specifically, because then you wouldn't have to have it print so tall.
Right.
Like you could be using more of the width of the bed as opposed to the height of the
Right.
I don't know, I just lost the word for it, but you know what I'm talking about.
I do. Okay. So let's start out with, let's get kind of a baseline shape here. And we don't like these corners, so I'm actually going to delete this and do more of a, not trying to do too much snapping right now because we'll get to that. It's going to end up looking like a letter A for odd.
Yeah, we love that. Also, do you have your music on? It might be a little low again.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm trying to monitor your stream volume.
Let me check it real quick. How's that? Is that better?
I think it's better. I'm sorry, I'm trying to manage my headphones also. So I have to take them off to be able to hear you. So I'm gonna need you to talk more with the music instead of just saying how's that and then waiting for me. So I
Okay.
need you to kind of talk so I can hear you. Cool?
Okay, sounds good.
And go.
And so yeah, is this we're trying to see if this is any better for the music volume relative to my volume, or what if it's too loud
So turn
still or
the
too
music
quiet?
up just a hair.
Something more like that sound better?
Yeah, that sounds better. You could probably turn it down just a tiniest amount, but I can also barely hear myself on your stream, so
Yeah, I think you're both
can
coming through the same
can you
source.
turn up my mic?
If you can, yeah. But I think I need to set up a separate audio source for you somehow.
We can do that in the future. For the most part, I think unless you need to ask me, if you ask me something, I can just respond in chat, and that would be a lot easier then. You don't have to worry about the messing with my mic volume then.
Okay.
So, okay, sounds good.
Uh,
That's good. The music volume and your voice are good.
okay, that's good. Um, so yeah, I guess. Yeah, I can't figure out how to turn it up.
Turn up my mic.
Yeah, it can't turn you up independently for some reason.
It's okay.
We'll have to figure that out.
I'll turn mine up a little bit here. Um, if it is important to you, but yeah, I think you actually
I might just turn off the music.
might have more control over that.
I might just turn off the
Oh, it's all
music.
right. It's all right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I would need to turn you up significantly to
Yeah,
have
that
you come
sounds
through on
better. I can
stream,
hear
though.
myself on the stream now. That sounds good. Let's go. We're
Okay,
good.
perfect.
Excellent. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I think since this is more collaborative, this will be better. So yeah, a couple of things like I made these, I put a constraint on these so they're equal. So these will always be the same size.
Okay.
Because we want them to be kind of lined up. And actually, we probably don't want that. I don't know why I did that. Because this one's going to end up being shorter when we finish aligning everything else. But like these ones, we're going to want to be all on the same horizontal line. So we'll do a horizontal constraint. Same with these two. And same with these two, which I think they already are. And then we can make these two legs the same by putting an equal constraint. And we can drag. So yeah, we can still make this all weird, right? So it's kind of how I test it out. Put this equal and put these two equal. Now we should have kind of a shape we can work with a little bit. So something like that kind of is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And we can curve these out and add some fillets and things, but that's kind of a baseline. So this is a measurement line. It's gonna let me add a line, but it's not actually there. It's just for reference.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then I'll put a midpoint in it, and I'll um, snap these two together. I forget the shortcut for that. Coincident is I. Whoa, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't hate that. That would be nice and stable as well, though.
That would
And it
actually.
would leave a little tray for the headphones,
All right, happy
the other
accident.
little ones. So, just saying.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. Okay, so
It will use more filament, I
I'm
guess,
okay with
but
that.
okay.
I'd rather have it use a little more filament and be nice and sturdy. But yeah, I'll have to put some pretty heavy fillets on these guys because we don't want them to be so sharp. But we'll do that at the end. Um, so yeah, I think that's a good start. So we'll save that. And then this is going to do what's called an extrude. This is actually where you add the third dimension. And that's a lot. So maybe we'll go like something like 4 millimeters to start out with. Let's see how that looks. I think I have a ruler somewhere. Do I have a ruler in here? So 22 millimeters is an inch roughly. So this would be about not quite a quarter of an inch, maybe like a fifth of an inch. We might need it to be a bit wider than
Sturdier.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go like maybe 8 millimeters, maybe 10. And we can actually make this more solid when we go into the slicing, so that it's heavier. But I think as a starting point, that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. So then we're going to come back to the top view. What was that? Did you hear that? Did that come through on stream?
Look at your activity feed. Look at chat.
All right.
Look at the chat.
I'm looking. Oh, you subscribe. Well, thanks for the subscription, Odd.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. My first subscriber. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Congratulations. You've been
Oh,
working really hard. You deserve it.
thank you. I don't have any fancy emotes or anything, but
That's okay. You'll get there.
I'm gonna use yours that I unlocked earlier. Oh, I do have one.
You have hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
Hey, thank you. Okay, so now I
Yeah.
know now I know what that sound means.
Yeah.
Good to
And
know.
now I
Thank you.
get a cool badge.
I should have subscribed to you earlier. I feel like I let you down.
Oh, no. Not at all.
You sure?
I've been waiting to surprise you with that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was fun. Thank you. That was a cool sound. Sketch. So this is gonna be our, I guess, our stand part, or our what would you call it? Post.
Base.
Well, we got
Base.
the base.
Oh,
That,
the next
yeah.
stem.
Stem is good.
You know,
I
I
like
like my
that.
gardening terms.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so cool. So yeah, so then we're gonna go into this. Now we're sketching at this point on top of this face. So if we add more later, this will just move up or down relative to whatever the top of this face is. Which lets us do things like, oh, but yeah, I'll have to see if I can print this in one piece or not. This is where I'm going to get into some unsurety. Hmm. There's part of me that wants to consider doing something a little kooky.
As
Can I try
in
something?
experimental.
Yeah, a little experimental.
Okay. I'm in.
You're in?
I'm always in, you know that.
I know that. All right, so we can create a new plane. There's my plane. Plane. I'm going to show my planes. So we're going to do a plane based on plane 1, but we're going to offset it. And we're going to offset it a little bit forward, or no, a little bit backward. so that it kind of will sit maybe like right here. We can play with that later, but let's do 15.
Yeah, I think the more centered it is, probably the more stable it will be.
Right. Well, we could try it from this one, but we're gonna have to go in a certain direction. So I think I want to try it like this and make that plane visible.
I mean, you're the one that knows, basically.
Kinda.
So
Okay, so then
I'm
we'll
gonna
make a
let you.
sketch on that plane, and I'm gonna draw a circle. All right, now we will vertically align these two, and I will make a tangent of these two, and then we can dimension this one. Now this is where we're going to need to know how big your headphones are at the size you normally wear them.
Okay.
And
Um,
we don't need it to be 100% accurate, but more like the distance between um like the widest part of the circle, like the radius or the diameter kind of the circle that would fill them.
are you asking me how big my head is? Is
Not
that a
per
thing you're allowed to ask a woman? Like,
I
how
mean,
big is
yeah,
your
that's
head?
a good question. Hmm. Is that like I'm gonna be sleeping on the couch tonight kind of thing?
I hope not.
Okay. So what about well, it's hard, probably hard to picture it right now, but what I'm kind of thinking is I'll just rough it out for you.
Is that the technical term?
Yeah,
Is it?
it's my technical term.
Okay.
We like 13. Let's go 13. And then we'll do another extrude. Yeah, yeah. Actually don't want it to be tangent. Let's let's remove that constraint. I just had a craving for pancakes. You believe that?
Hmm. Pancakes, not waffles? Interesting.
Yeah, pancakes specifically.
Hmm.
All right, we'll move this down a little bit. This is very looking Stargate.
I mean, we're just gonna make a Stargate thing. It's fine. It's gonna happen. It's just sometimes
Really?
it's just that way.
Actually, I should make this one the tangent with this. And then we can trim this. Put a couple more. Probably actually have to use this. There's a lot of little like tricks I've learned over the years. Has it been years?
Hmm.
Wow.
It has been.
So this is a use project tool. It lets you kind of project what you're doing from a different sketch that's not this one onto this one. So like I want to project this line and this line, but I don't actually want them to be real, so I'm going to make them into measurement lines or reference lines. And then I can actually hide that. Okay, hide that. Okay. So then I can come here and go to this where they intersect, and I can add a point there. point over here. Actually, delete this one. I don't know why it won't snap in there. There we go. And that will let me delete this part and this part. All right, and then we'll call this the stem still, even though it's kind of going to be both. All right, and then we'll hide this plane. We'll do an extrude. Why is this not? Okay, so I guess I do have to render this whole thing as an delete that one. Okay, come in here. And now I will actually make a line between these two. I think that's what it was. There we go. Extrude. Did not generate properly. I don't know what it's not liking about this. Add merge scope with this. I think it doesn't like the coincident or the tangent line with the other piece. So let's come back into the sketch and let's remove that constraint again. And let's do instead a distance. I can't hear you anymore. Are you still talking?
I'm here. I'm
Okay.
just letting you do your thing. I am curious about something though.
Yeah.
How's the overhang gonna do on
So
a design like this?
if we're printing it with a circle, it will be all jolly fine and dandy. Um,
Jolly fine. Okay.
but yeah, if we were printing it with 30, no, we need to go the other direction. Let's go 40. If we were printing it with a like an actual overhang, it would be different. But with this, yeah, 42 is too big. Okay, we'll keep it with 40. There we go. See, if we were printing it like this will be fine because it does it one little bit at a time. So the
Right.
overhang is gradual. So like a circle is okay. But if it was like a right angle, like where it was just going straight out, that's where it would struggle because there's nothing to support it. But
I
with this,
gotcha.
it's like building an arch, right? Like it's it supports itself until you get to the very center and it kind of leans across onto itself like a keystone.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
I think this could look pretty cool. It's also kind of an OA vibe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
25. Well, actually, that doesn't look terrible.
Do you need to measure these
Yeah.
headphones that I'm wearing right at this very moment?
Yeah, well, mostly I'm just sort of getting it rough and then we can add the actual measurements. One of the best things about this program is that you can come back and like change things later. Like This is maybe too thick. Let's go with 8. Or let's go with 10, you know? And then when you come back out here, it goes through and it re-renders each thing in order. Of course, now it's going to say, oh, I don't like that. But that's okay, because we can come back here and we can say, okay, we need to move this up a little, so let's go 42. Oh, let's go 50. Let's go 41. Let's go crazy. But see, that's not going to work either. I'm going to have to move this. Let's do. All right, we're going to have to get rid of these. Probably should have waited to do this part. All right, we're going to have to start over on this.
On the whole thing?
No, just on that piece. I'm going to start on this sketch. We're just going to delete it and delete this. But now that I have a better idea of what I want to do, I do this a lot. Hence the
Right,
title of
yeah,
my
yeah, I
stream.
mean, start somewhere.
Show this plane. We'll sketch on it. We're going to do a circle. We're going to align these vertically. We're going to do another circle. We're going to distance them something like 10. And then we should be able to move this up and down kind of freely at the moment. Yeah. All right. And then I'm going to come here. What is my hotkey for project? Use project is U. Okay, so use.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right,
Hey, I like
all
your
right.
emoji.
You see it?
I do.
That's my lurk emoji. Emote, I guess. I don't think my audio has been on my stream the entire time.
Oh no.
Hmm, it's okay.
It's just been me talking to myself.
Hmm. And hopefully they could hear that. I didn't check mine. I only checked yours. Didn't occur to me to check my
Uh-huh.
own.
Okay.
I guess we'll see.
I guess we will. All right. So now when it's blue, that means it's not in a position where there's only one possible way it could be rendered. So like we could move this right now. And in theory, you can still do things when it's like that, but it doesn't like it. It wants you to give it a dimension to restrict this so that it can only be rendered in one way.
Okay.
So this gets a little tricky sometimes, but like we might use this point here. Now there's a point that's at this will always be aligned with the bottom of the base, right? And so we can do a D, which is a dimension between the bottom of the base and the bottom of the thing, and we can say like 4 millimeters. And then in theory, what is it not liking? Oh, because we didn't dimension it. Okay. All right. So now I've only told it what dimension they're apart, but not how big the actual ring is. So that's what we'll need now is that measurement.
Okay. So do you need me to bring my head in there? Is that what you're saying? Or do you want to
Not
come in
either
here
either
where
your head or your headphones, and we just need to and I need a ruler or something so we can measure across them.
we have all of that in this room?
I'm gonna come in that room.
Okay, I'm in here.
Hi.
Oh, you have my mic. Here, let me turn that off. Do you need like a flexible tape
No,
to do the inside, from the
no, we're gonna do between the two.
right? But the way it's gonna fit, like it won't be hanging from that if you're gonna print it that way. It'll be sitting where these
Or way out.
are. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I don't want it to like be
Yeah, no, that's a
hung
good
with
point.
these.
That might not work at all. Or we might have to put it up on a standstill. See, this is where it gets tricky.
So that's why I was thinking if you had like a central stem
That's probably what it's gonna have to be.
and you put the arc on that,
Mm-hmm.
then it would like, but then you
Right.
kind of need a lip on the arc as
Yeah.
well.
Okay, let's
So
think about that. So this is about 170 at the widest point, and then these are approximately, let's call it 50 at the minimum. Okay.
that too for me.
I might right now. I don't think I do. All right. Are you having fun?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, this is really cool. Okay, let me know
Okay.
if you need me to lend you lend my head size again.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna have to hoist this up a little, and we can do like let's do like 20. Okay, let's actually do like 50. Okay. And so the widest part of the headphones was 170, correct?
Mhm.
So we want to change this to 170. And see, now we might need to make our base a bit bigger. So I'm going to set some of these angles so that we don't lose them. So basically this is just um, telling the program that we want it to be exactly this. Yeah, so that's not going to work. Okay. What moves when we move it? That one and those ones. Okay. So we mostly need this one and this one. Probably this one as well. Okay. Okay, so we can only adjust this distance. So we'll do a measurement line,
Okay.
And there we go. Now you see how it turned black? So now we can mess with some of these things.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. So everything now, it can't be any other shape. This is the shape that it is. Now that's not necessarily the shape we want it to be because I do kind of want to make it bigger. So let's do 50. Let's do 60. Let's do 130. And we can do 40 there. And 35 here. And do 90 here. So now that's locked in. Is that kind of the shape it was before?
I mean, that looks good to me. I'm not that particular. Mostly, I need it to be functional and not too just oversized. Like, I need it to fit somewhere on my desk. Um, Ideally, have it hang lower than my monitor. That's the main thing. Have the highest part be lower than my monitor. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Okay. I don't really understand what the difference is. Hold on. Okay, so okay. That's just the angle. Okay, so this one should be maybe even a little smaller. Something like that. Okay, and then the height. So how high is your monitor?
Gosh, I think I have flubbed my entire stream and I might need to just start it over,
Oh
honestly.
no.
Um, I didn't have your audio on.
Oh no.
Okay, what did you ask me? I'm sorry.
How tall or how high is your monitor? What's the maximum height we want this to be?
Mm, that would be probably 14 inches. Yeah, less than 14. 13 would be ideal, which, tracks for us.
14.
13 would be ideal.
13 would be ideal. Okay,
Yeah.
so times 220. That's not
I'm actually gonna restart my stream.
okay.
Um, this this was this was goofy, and I'm just gonna take a little break in between, so that I can make sure I actually have everything set up
Okay.
right this time. So I'm gonna hop off here. Feel free to keep going for a minute and just kind of do your thing. And I'm gonna watch your stream on my phone and just check up on the audio quality and stuff
Okay,
while I
sounds
take a
good.
break. Okay, I'll be back shortly.
All right, thanks. Okay, so 13 inches is about 280 millimeters, which is quite a large. It's bigger than my capacity of my printer, so we may need to, well, we'll definitely need to do this in pieces. So we'll do one piece that's this. Let's come back to let's come back to sketch one and rename that. Because we're going to need to come in and alter the shape a bit. Um, Something like this. Kind of going for that steering wheel vibe. Um, and we'll go with a measurement line straight down. And then we can do a distance between these. That is, let's just call it 20 for now. And we'll make this distance also 20 for now. Actually, I should do this as a mirror so that it adjusts itself. Mirror. There we go. And then we can so the max distance was about 50, so we actually want to make this more like 35. Oh, and we need to do it to make it half of that. So let's go with, so 25 would be our max. So let's maybe go with like 17. I think that looks pretty cool. Okay. And then we'll trim this up a bit. Okay, so you can barely hear me now. Um, I need to pop out my chat or something. Can I do that? Yeah, I can. Well, it doesn't really work that way. Okay, let's come back over to Twitch and yeah, no, I turned off the music. Do you think I should turn it back on? Okay. Well, thank you. Um, see if I can resize stuff here. Okay. Okay, yeah, let me see if I can do that. I'm already kind of at the peak, it looks like, so um, but let me check my settings here. I could maybe turn it up. I guess that's for when I'm talking very loudly like this, but I don't really talk like that while I'm doing this, so I kind of keep it quieter. Is that better? Maybe? You can let me know in the chat. Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay. Um, and then just need to cement these in place somehow. This is going to be kind of cool. Okay, I'm sorry. That's how I do it when I'm doing stuff like this. Probably not the most entertaining thing though. Okay. So what I'm trying to accomplish is to get these to become fixed. Um, does my stream still look good? Looks good. Okay. So then I can, how can I do this? I could try using, not that one. Got to keep the mirror. I'm pretty bad at working with mirrors. I get it kind of confused a lot of times, but that should be relatively good. And what else is it letting me adjust still? Oh, the radius. Okay. How do I dimension the radius of it? There we go. Huh. Ask and you shall receive. There we go. Something like that. There we go. Everything nice and solid. Okay. So this is feeling pretty good. Right. Okay. And then what we can do here is we can do an inset or an offset rather. So let me actually delete some of these extra. Whoops. Not all of that. Delete that and delete this. Okay, that's kind of a cool shape we're working with. So now we can do an offset by selecting all of these outline pieces. And offset is O. We're going to go the other direction, more of an inset. And we'll do, how about 13? Kind of keep it consistent. Okay. Yeah. Now this is going to get this is going to get a little tricky, so I probably will cut this off here with a flat line. And we'll make this just for fun. Keep it cool with the 13s. All right. I'm sure the engineers in the crowd will be like, "What are you doing with all these random numbers?" Um, okay. Clean that up a little. So essentially what we'll then end up with is an extrude. So this part is going to end up being our actual headphone holder. And then I'll contrive a way of connecting these two pieces together, basically. And I might need to make this a little bit bigger. But so far, that looks pretty cool. I'm actually liking this. How do you feel about that, Odd? And this would be a separate piece, so it'll print on its side. I agree. I agree. Good. Yay. I'm glad. Okay, an extrude one. We're gonna go all the way. Make it 13. There we go. Man, yeah, this is pretty sweet. I'm really stoked with this. Okay. Um, now, what are we doing next? Okay. Probably need to make this base a little bit bigger. So let's come to the front, to the top now, y'all. Yeah, we're going there. We're at that point. What's 13? No. Um, all right, so we have these set to 50 and 50. So let's go with 75. Let's go with 75. And then let's go with 60. And 42. No. Okay. I suppose I could turn the music back on now. Let me know if this is a total blast off. Is that sounds pretty good. Okay, great. All right, let's do this. So now we just need a way to bridge these two together. And that just needs to be some sort of stem. Yeah, this does really look cool. I'm really proud of this so far. Okay. Um, Now you said it needed to be 13 inches. Is that correct? So that is much too big for the printer. Although I suppose I could use the max for that and extend this whole thing just less than 13. Okay. I guess I need to know what is the minimum it needs to be so that they're not just sitting on the ground. Okay, that was the measurement for the monitor, not for the vertical distance of the headphones. I gotcha. I might need to measure those when we have a moment. Okay, we'll do. Okay, so they would need to be at least maybe yeah 240, well, 220 millimeters. I might be able to get away with 210. Okay. 220 is the maximum capacity for the Neo, or for the, yeah, for the Cobra. What do you call it? Cobra? Cobra Neo? Whoa, there are little measurement tools. That's cool. Okay, so let's think about this. I guess I could do. What are we looking at here? So I can also show a measure like between this point and this point. So It's 170 millimeters. So I would need at least another 50. So I could just have this part. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. So let me come back over here. You like it? I just picked some random ones that had the energetic or uplifting. I think that's pretty nice. I have to add some more though. But yeah. So yeah, I think we're just gonna have to make the I think I'm gonna go with 2 pieces. I think 3 will be too unstable. Um, yeah, I think so. Okay, so let's do. I need to make the base of this a bit um, more attachable. Huh. Oh, welcome, Hoggard. I know that you're not really a person, but you're still welcome. You know, it's okay. It's okay. You didn't ask to be this way. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to somehow make a slot for this to slot into. So let me get going on the base part. New sketch. Yeah, they didn't ask to be this way. A person programmed them. Somebody programmed that thing to do what it's doing right now, and yeah. But you're exactly right. Welcome to the future. Okay, so now we need to come back into this sketch. I'm going to call this the bridge. And we can do oh yeah, for sure. I think that would be really cool. And I'd like to do that one from that hacker box so that we can kind of leave it there without worrying too much about it, and let it just sort of go. Now that we have unlimited data. Yeah, exactly. Bridge. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, and then we'll come in and do an offset. Yeah, at some point I'll have to create an account and download them all so I can make like a playlist or something to pull from. All right, I'm gonna try something here. Which, yeah. I think that would be cool because like they're not all like I found some ones that were like, oh my god, this I could not do this on a stream. Not that they're bad, they're just not suited to this. But this one's pretty good, and that last one was pretty good too. I think a lot of them they're characterized as drawing or driving music, drawing music. That are characterized as driving music are cool for this. Um, okay, so I need to make a new plane. Where's my plane? Cannot resolve plane. We don't really want an offset, we want a tangent. Where would plane 2 be? Where is it? Whoa, way up there, huh? Interesting. Not what I expected. I need it to be lower. Okay, how about this? I will do this differently. Plane. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go and do a offset. We're just gonna do it from here. And we want it to be about 50, maybe 60, maybe 70. Let's do 70. That is my question. Alright. If we go back into the phones holder sketch, we should be able to move this up more like 100. Because it doesn't actually matter, this is going to be a totally separate piece. That's cool. And then we can come back here and do a sketch on plane 2. What I'm going to do is something called a loft, which is supposed to in theory, we'll see how it works. It's supposed to let you do something like this. It wasn't really what I had expected. Huh. What happened? That's interesting, isn't it? It's kind of asymmetrical. How do you feel about that? Like, how did we get here indeed? It's kind of goofy. But I don't altogether hate it. It's asymmetrical, which you don't... Yeah. And we can add some fillets and stuff so they're not just sharp corners. And then I was thinking we could just have this slot right into that, basically. Yeah. More material. I'm not sure what you mean. I actually need to make this an offset. Oh yeah, but a lot of this will be infill um, for this part, which isn't as uh, costly because I want the base to be significantly heavier. So the base is going to be the part that takes the most material for sure. But that's okay because you want it heavier for sure. All right, so then we can do an offset. Oh, I guess I actually have to. Okay. So we got. How thick do we want these walls? I think typically, like, I go something like 2 or 3 millimeters. I want it to be nice and strong, so let's go 3. Not 30, oh my goodness. Okay. I actually need to redo the loft to be. That way it's a little bigger. And then we'll need to make this more straight, unfortunately. Um, so I'll need to come in here and do. We'll go with 15 there. Nope. 14. Oh. So it's got to be bigger than that. Let's just go. Let's go with 15. Or 14.5. How about that? That's good. All right, and then we'll need to do a trim. So yeah, we can mirror this on the other side. Whoops. See, I always forget how mirror works. Mirror, you have to select the mirror axis first, and then that. There we go. And then we can do a trim. we'll see what breaks. There we go. All right, and sketch 1. References are missing. Delete a bunch of this. Actually, how do I do that? This always looks kind of crazy, and I always feel like I'm. Whoops, don't want to do that. I always feel like I'm breaking everything when I have to do something like this, but it is necessary. Alright, there we go. And then we need to come and do another sketch. One more time. We need to use these. And we'll flatten this out. If you notice, it's kind of curved at the bottom, which looks cool, but it will not be very stable when we get it in there. So we'll come back and we'll flatten that out here in a minute. And we'll call this, I don't know. We'll call it connection hole. I learned engineering. I'm an engineer. Not really. Yeah, we should. I didn't plan to be doing this for this long, actually. Maybe I should have. So now we're going to do an extrude in reverse by removing material. And now this will just slide right into that. And we do need to make the tolerance a little bit tighter. So, actually gonna undo that. But that's what it'll look like. Kind of a volcano. Oh man, I didn't even notice. It kind of is a volcano. That's wild. Okay, let's go back to connection hole because we want the hole to be slightly larger than what's going into it. So we'll do these thusly, make them references instead of lines, and then we're gonna do offset. We're gonna go out with the offset. Oh, out with the offset. And we're just gonna make it like 0.3, just a little bit bigger. And we'll make them real. That way, there's a little tolerance. Oh my god, I have clear. We can make it clear that we can do that now. But that's a really good idea. Like the base part, put some LEDs in there. We can add that. I would be totally down for that. Hell yes, let's do that. Alright. And we can play with the actual distances on that. But I think that's a pretty good start. This is gonna be a pretty epic thing. Yeah. For sure. And we can have like a little like port in the back to plug it in. Man, we could even like hook up a charger or something. That would be, oh man, so much fun. But I was thinking we could put a little compartment somewhere for your other headphones. How will they not just fall off the side? You mean like front to back? So yeah, we could put some little wings on these, or like make them. We could make this where it's got like a divot, kind of a curved, like a curved divot. A radial kind of thing, like a almost like a gutter. Does that make sense? Like make this edge sort of a gutter shape. Yeah. Yeah, I can do that. And the nice thing is we can make the base a little bit bigger. So the nice thing about this type of modeling is that you can do a lot of things to like make changes and go back and like make changes, and the whole thing will adjust to it. Like if I want to make this part bigger, for example, and then I want to come back over here and make this part bigger. Where's that plane? Where's this sketch? It is on plane one. Okay. We might have to move this back a little. 20. And then we can make this a little bit bigger. So there's more room. But see how it doesn't, like, see how I can make these adjustments and it doesn't actually change the overall shape, really? I love that part. I think that's so cool. So we'll need a revolve for that. What we'll need to do is we'll sketch on this. Probably need to make a plane. Oof, this is gonna be tough. We'll have to make an offset plane first. That looks pretty good. Then we can sketch on this. No. We need to hide this other plane. Alright, and then we need to use a 3-point arc. I mostly just use numbers I like. And then we can do a revolve. Oh, but we're gonna need an axis. We need an axis of rotation. So I guess we would need to do... You see how quickly I abandoned labeling the sketches? I don't know if you noticed that. It's hard though. You get excited about what you're doing, you forget. Shift S. And then L. I forget how you make them perpendicular. Shift L. Okay. So now I'm going to use this as my axis to rotate this around, which will cut out that little piece we want. This is called a rotate. And we're sort of building like a knife blade, if you will. We'll see how it looks first. Revolve. A revolve, that's what it's actually called. Revolve axis. Why is it giving me guff here? Alright, so select this first. Revolve. I want to remove. Why isn't it letting me remove? Whoa. Hmm. Oh, we need a rectangle. We'll see if this works. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. I don't know why it's not letting me revolve to remove. Yeah, this one is pretty groovy. I might have to do a little Googling here. But this should be working. I don't know why it's not. How do you remove? This one's called Master Monkey. Merge scope. So this might take a little more research. Yeah, this one is good. This was a good call. I'm glad you recommended this. Can I use a blue? No, I want to do that. Alright, well. So in theory, this should let me revolve and just sort of scrape all of that off, but it's not working. I may need to do a bit of research and refamiliarize myself because it's been a long time since I did this stuff. Oh, but it is almost 2 o'clock, and this has been super fun, and I do want to continue doing this, but I might need to call it a night. But man, I am super proud of this so far. I'm feeling real good. I think this is going to work great. What about you? I think it would drive Percy crazy that it's asymmetrical, but I think that's hilarious though. I agree. I think this is one of the coolest things I've ever designed, honestly. But yeah, I definitely want to do this again. This is fun. Having some music and just doing a little design. That's perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for the night, but definitely we will be doing this again soon. I'll get some more music. Yeah, for sure. I feel like I needed this. But yeah, definitely we'll be doing this again sometime because that was sweet. Yeah, if you want to see how it turns out, give me a follow. I'm going to try to set up a camera to watch the 3D print as well so that we can kind of keep an eye on it as it's going and check in on it periodically. Maybe do a time lapse if I can figure out how to do that. Try to set up a little Raspberry Pi camera. But all right, well, thanks everybody for hanging out, and we'll see you guys next time.